Hi everyone, this is Dr. Marrero. This short video is to show you how I do Y.2 multiplying monomials from your Ixl homework. So I hope that this recording can help you. This is the first question for Y2. They said find the area, simplify your answer. The area of the triangle is a basic area that you need to know, which is base times height divided by 2. The base of the triangle here is 7. The height is 2x. So you multiply 7 times 2x, which is equal 14x. And then you divide it by 2 because the area of the triangle is base times height divided by 2. When you do that process, 7 times 2 is 14x. And then you divide it by 2, the answer is 7x. So this is the area of a rectangle, another basic area. So 4 times 3x, because the area of the rectangle is the base. 4 times the height, 3x, so the answer is 12x. Right here is more about multiplications of monomials or multiplications of powers. When you see questions like this, I recommend to multiply the coefficients. 8 times 4, which is 32. And b 5, or b to the 5th power, is the same as b to the 1st and b to the 5th. Because they're multiplying, there is a property of exponent that said that when you multiply the same base, this case bb, you keep the base and you add the exponent, so it will be b to the 1 plus 5, which is b to the 6th power. And that will be the answer. Right here, as I told you, multiply 10 times 7, which is 70. D now is a multiplication of d to the 3rd times d to the 1st, even if you don't see the 1 is a 1 here. It will be d to the 3 plus 1, which is d to the 4th power. And it should be right. Right here is a parallelogram. Parallelograms and rectangles are members of this same family. Of the rectangles are members of the parallelogram family. So right here is the same area. There is the base of the parallelogram, which is in this case x times the height, which is 2x. The answer is 2 times x. 2x times x, which is 2x to the 2nd power. So remember the exponent of the x. The exponent of the x here is 1, and the exponent of the x here is 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2. That's why you get 2x to the 2nd power. And right here is, as I told you, multiply the exponent. 7 times 6 is 42. And the y, both of them are here. Both of them have the exponent 1. So you add the exponents. So it will be 2. It's very easy practice. 2 times 5 is 10. G to the power of 3. You notice you have power 2 and power 1 for G. So you add them up. You're going to be G to the 3rd power. And right here is another rectangle. So you have to multiply the base 5 times the height 2x, which is 10x. Don't forget the x. Right here is another parallelogram, so base times height, 2 times 2 is 4, x times x is x squared, for the simple reason that this x has exponent 1 and this x has exponent 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2, that's why it's x squared. This is a little bit more complex, but we keep the same idea. We multiply the 3 times the 10, which is 30. And now, because we have a bunch of variables here, so let's start with t4, and t1 is t5. Then keep going with u. You have 9 powers, and you have 1 power here, so it's going to be u to the 9 plus 1, which is u10. And v will be a v to the 1st power, and v to the 5th is v to the 1 plus 5, which is v to the 6. And finally w, which is W to 7, W to 4 is W to 7 plus 4, which is W to 11 power. You should be right, hopefully. Okay, easier now. 6 times 4, 24. 8 to the first and 8 to the 6th power is 8 to the 1 plus 6, which is 8 to the 7 power. This is a good practice for multiplication of powers. So base times high again, which is 6x. We have done similar one before. So 3 times 2, 6, 6x. And the triangle again, remember the formula for triangle is a very basic one that you should know, which is base times height divided by 2. So it's going to be 6, and the x has to be to the 2nd power, since both x's has power 1, and you add exponents, so it will be 6x to the 2nd power. But be careful, because this is base times height divided by 2. So 6 divided by 2 will be 3 now. Parallelogram is base times height. The same is 9, because 3 times 3. The x is to the 2nd power, since you have x to the first and x to the first. So another triangle, base times height, which is 6 times 2, 12. X divided by 2 is 6x. Since the area of the triangle is base times height divided by 2. So right here, multiply the coefficient 7 and 3, which is 21. U7 and U6 is U7 plus 6, which is 13. And then B is B to the 5th, and B to the 1st is B to the 5 plus 1, which is B to the 6th power. It should be right. A little bit more complex because more variables involved, but you multiply the 4 and the 8, which is 32. Let's start with the S. S4 and S4 is S to the 8, because you really multiply, you really add exponents. And T74 and T to the 5th is T to the 74 plus 5, which is 79. When you add the exponents, then you use the letter U. U to the first and U to the 83 is U to the 83 plus 1, which is U to the 84. And finally, you have V. B here is to the power of 11, and B here is to the power of 92. You add 92 plus 11, which is 103. Because 92 plus 10 is 102, plus 1 more is 103. So you should be right. 8 times 7 is 56. S to the power of 2, you know that, because you add exponents. And one more and we finish. It's going to be 35, because since 5 times 7 is 35, and W goes to the power of 17, since you add exponents 1 plus 16. I hope that you can do it right after watching the video, and you get an easy A for this Ixl. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.